broken loose. Holy shit. Well, today we were going to talk about sponsorship do's and don'ts, but I think right now we're going to talk about the effects of weather. Jesus Christ. You can't even see. This is ridiculous. So, you see that blue dot right there? That's me. Yeah. So today, we were going to go do some things on the car. We were going to go and show you some things you need to do if you want to do a transmission swap. That ain't happening today. It's a little crazy out there, as you can see from the time lapse and all that. But today we're gonna go through and do something a little bit different. We're gonna talk about the do's and the don'ts of getting sponsored. I got a few of those, so I feel like I can talk on it. Let's get into it. But first, as a fellow fat guy, it's true. It's okay. I lift more than you. One of my favorite things to do, especially on days where I'm stuck in the house and there's nothing I can do about it, is cook. So, who likes steak? Oh my God. Yes. Yes. Then a cast iron as well. And you know what I'm gonna enjoy with this steak? Some good whiskey. While we talk. Probably got another minute and a half left. Okay, we're gonna dig into it first, and we're gonna talk about the don'ts, the things you don't want to do. Okay, one of the biggest things you don't want to do, and the reason why I'm bringing this one up first is because I see it a lot more now, actually. Social media, huge if you want to get sponsored. Also huge if you don't want to get sponsored. Case in point. I'm not going to put anyone's names in there because, as we all know, I'm not that kind of guy. But an Instagram post a couple weeks ago I was tagged in. Tags like probably 13 different companies, right? Hey man, I'm looking for a sponsorship. Hit me up. They're never gonna hit you up, ever. Why would a company choose you out of 700 million annual Instagram users? What sets you apart? If you don't have an answer, don't expect to be sponsored, especially in that fashion. So, number one, don't do that. Don't tag companies like, hey, hit me up. They're not going to, ever. Next, on Instagram, don't tag every single company on the planet in every single post. They don't care. As someone who's in marketing, I can tell you right now, if you tag me in a whole bunch of posts and I have nothing to do with your post, if I don't know you or if you're not running my product, why do I care? Okay, so what that leads me into is what's called an ROI, return on investment. Why do they want to invest in you? Why do they want to give their hard-earned money? Why do they want to give their products? Why do they want to give their designs to you? What about you is making them go, we need to give that guy something? We'll use me as for instance, my relationship with Rip Superchargers. I got to talk to Chris Roca. I've actually spoken to Ross, and I got in good with one of the first cars they did. Ended up talking to that guy. He ended up getting my foot in the door. One of the first talks I had with Chris was me going, I'm going to take a national record. And I'm sure at first he was a little apprehensive. Ask him how he feels about that now. So we ended up striking a deal, and I was one of the first cars with the kit, which is still doing great, obviously. But now, that guy will tell you, and he's called me this multiple times, I'm a superstar as far as Rip. Between marketing, between showing what the kit can and can't do, between showing that SRT numbers can be more than achieved and more than beat. And now, they've actually graciously reached out and we're going to SEMA. the end all be all, the Super Bowl of car shows. We're going. Okay? Attitude is everything. If you have a crap attitude, no one's gonna work with you. Seriously, no one. 2, you gotta have something to give back to them. If you don't have anything to give back to them, why? Why would they do anything for you? And what I mean by something to give back to them, do you have a large audience? Do you have a goal? Do you have the means to get to that goal? Are you ambitious? And are you proficient in what you're trying to promote? If you're not, just hang it up. The number one thing a lot of you guys are forgetting, a proposal. Your proposal needs to have a couple of different things, and we're gonna get into that here in a second. We're getting done cutting the steak. All right, let's cut this steak up. Let's see how it turned out. Because I feel like every man should be judged on if he can make a steak. You can't make a steak, might be time to grow up. So let's see how this turned out. The point was a medium. Dude, that's what it's about right there. Justin Henry, I was talking to you, my man. Look at that. That's a perfect, delicious. Anyway, let's get back to it. Sorry for the cut. Before anybody says anything dumb, cook it on a cast iron. It's gonna smoke. That's the best thing about being fat. Food is good. Okay, so proposal letters. Number 1, treat it like a resume. Okay? They don't know you. You want them to know you. Make sure you put your information on it. Social media handles, email, phone number, address. Believe it or not, if you do a good job, a lot of these places like to hook you up more. Crazy. Make sure that you put the modifications on your vehicle. Make sure you put future modifications on the vehicle. Make sure you tell them the goal of your vehicle. But before all of that, you need to push value in yourself. If you don't have value, they're not going to sponsor you. They're not. If you're not able to show that there's a potential ROI, which is return on investment again, they're not going to be interested. You got to be able to grab their attention. Simple. What's the goal? Where do you end up going? What shows do you plan on attending? What do you plan on doing? You need to show that you have some kind of attentive ambition towards using their product as a goal. Okay? You want to use their product to push your goal further. Stop looking at it as a sponsorship. Don't ask for a handout. Just don't do it. That's a huge turnoff to companies. As someone who owns a company and someone who helps run a company, that is a gigantic turnoff, is when people just want free stuff. Now, if they see enough value in you, they'll probably hook it up. If they don't see value in you, might get a discount. If they feel like you're a bad fit, you're not gonna get anything. But stop looking at sponsorships as handouts. Instead, look at it as a partnership. They're partnering with you on your build. It's literally that simple. So, the do's, the don'ts, okay? Proposal letter, you gotta have it. You have to. You need to make sure that you have a clean public image. Like with mine's a little controversial because I call stuff out. A lot of my sponsors love that. Because as soon as I get a little controversial, what happens? More spotlight on them. But you have to have their product first before you can be that controversial. Have a good attitude, be easy to work with. Listen, I don't think you heard me. Listen to what your sponsors say. If they say they need something, do what they said. Don't be that guy who thinks you know everything. Rip, I call them all the time. I'm doing things they haven't done yet, but I call them all the time to make sure that what I'm doing is going to be in line of their marketing goals. That what I'm doing is going to help propel their brand as well as mine. It's a partnership, it's not a sponsorship. That's how you gotta look at it. So, push your questions below. I will answer them as I can. Okay, one last thing I gotta throw out there because this is driving me crazy. I can't sponsor you. can't. Stop asking me for hookups. I can't help you there. Now, do I have a coupon code that I will gladly send to some people if I see that they're legitimately trying to make an effort? Yes, absolutely. But it's not something I'm just gonna throw out wideband to everybody. How does that help me or RIP accomplish our goals? How would that help me or Downforce Solutions? How would that help me or Mishimoto? It wouldn't. That's the answer. Return on investment, marketing, good attitude, and a proposal letter. You wanna get sponsored? Utilize all that. Hey, sorry that the video today is a little bit dry. It's because it's a little wet outside. See what I did there. We'll be back to it next week. Till then, stay savage.
Stay in the life of me.